Mark, I'm going to pass this right along because, like most of the league, this is my first time meeting you, Caleb. So, welcome and hi.
What's up?
Eric, I was impressed because 50% of the time that we brought up Caleb Moore's name, you've referred to him as Conor.
Yeah.
It's close.
Well, now we know why, because we just made the connection off air that he looks like our cousin-in-law, Dave Conor. So maybe that's where I was going with it. Or the fact that one of my only friends in this league is named Conor. So I think that's where my mind goes. But I'm learning. I've been saying Caleb as many times as I can before this.
Good practice.
Yeah.
Cmoore's just easier.
Yeah. I think it flows better. So.
Yeah.
Cmoore, welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of stuff here. I think we're going to start with the 7%, which is about high school soccer.
Right.
At some point, that might drop off, might get a better ratio, but right now I think it's about 7%.
Yeah, we might bring it up to 10% today.
Today for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, obviously BC had some charged comments in your direction. Anything you would like to say to the man himself?
Well, first off, Ben is a bumbling idiot. I think we've established that. I do think it was interesting. He didn't bring up what happened his junior year in high school soccer.
No, he didn't.
He didn't bring that up. I thought that was interesting because, we happened to play him in the championship that year. He didn't bring it up. They go up 1-0 first half. We tie him in the second half. Overtime. Well, guess who scored the winning goal?
Who scored the winning goal?
That would be me. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, we got to beat him, actually at Cairn. In their field,
Wow.
overtime, sudden death, game over. Ben Chapman sitting on the field crying. I'm emphasizing the last part, or exaggerating the last part, but he may not have been crying. But he was definitely sad.
He definitely soiled himself, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting he didn't bring that up, that's all.
No, yeah, he did overlook that part. So
Yeah.
well, glad that you filled that in.
Yeah, I just, made sure we got that on there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, then from here, obviously, let's go into more of the fantasy realm.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I like to ask people is, at the beginning, like, what were you focusing in on? What was your initial draft strategy like?
Yeah, so I actually printed off the draft board here, at least the first 13 rounds. It looks like me and Mark had very similar strategies. We wanted to fill out our running backs and receivers first and then go for quarterbacks. Speaking of strategy.
What's up, losers?
Oh, this guy.
Face really quick is the current champ. Not for long, but the current champ.
Yeah.
All right, have fun. Aaron, I hope you don't
Hold
get
on to
this.
that. Anyway, that's brutally being interrupted.
Yeah, very good.
But it seemed like we had similar strategies. Fill out our running backs and receivers first and go for quarterbacks. My first 6 picks were 3 receivers, 3 running backs. 2 quarterbacks specifically I was targeting, which is why I was able to kind of go with this strategy. One was Lamar Jackson, which obviously worked great last year. He's not doing so hot this year, though. He's sort of a back-end QB1, high QB2 right now. And the other guy I was targeting was Josh Allen, who I did not get because I thought I would be able to get him on the wraparound. Instead, I took Royce Freeman. Not a smart pick instead of Josh Allen there. But I had also kind of targeted on Kyler Murray there, but obviously you got him, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of my strategy. Just fill out those spots, get quarterbacks later, and try to get running quarterbacks to get that high floor.
Yeah, I would say that you and Eric had pretty similar strategies as well. I know he had Lamar and Josh Allen in his sights as well.
Yeah. Those are because they were kind of like that mid-range quarterback right there. You kind of wait on a little bit.
For sure. Yeah, no, I was so mad when you took Lamar Jackson. And then who ended up with Josh Allen personally? Was it
Jared?
Yeah, it was Jared. He took
So I did
2 picks after me before the wraparound.
Yeah, so I missed both of them before I got my first quarterback. I was so mad.
Yeah.
So
Matt
I think
Ryan
that's
was your quarterback.
yeah. I ended up taking Matt Ryan, which like you said, last year worked out pretty well. This year, we just look at the rankings. He's ranked 8th, so he's doing okay. But he's just he has good games and he has not good games. It's not consistent.
No.
No, I agree. It's tough when it's a 2. So we got the super flex, so 2 QBs in the starting lineup, and tough to find that balance completely of making sure you have enough. Like right now, I'm down to just 2 again after our trade, which I'm sure will come.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But and 1 I drafted this year, so I mean, like it can get thin pretty quick, but you also feel like that's the position that should be lasting the longest, that you need the least amount of time to replace.
Oh yeah, if you draft right back to the 12-year fix right there, you're good. If you get a good quarterback.
Well, I think it's an interesting situation because in a redraft league, a lot of times my personal strategy would be more of a streaming situation. So you pick up a couple middling guys that'll make it every once in a while. That's where my Matt Ryan plays out well on certain weeks. But it's kind of hard to do that in a dynasty league. Definitely if there's a super flex involved, you can't really stream because your streaming options were like Jake Luton this week, which
I have him.
Yeah. But like those are your options. It's like Ben DiNucci last week, Jake Luton this week, and Gabe Gilbert. Those are your only options.
Yeah. Might as well start whatever Paul, whatever the Lions player is I picked up, then let me down terribly. Frustrated me. All right. Well, let's go to the trade, Cmoore, because I think I know that you felt swindled at the beginning, and now I feel swindled beyond the end.
Yeah.
So the trade was I gave you Darnold and Diggs for Fournette and I guess Westbrook for someone. I think I dropped them.
Yeah. Westbrook worked out great for you.
Yeah, it's stud. So then Fournette immediately gets cut very quick after, and then goes to the Bucks to become whatever he is. So, congrats, I guess. Is what I'm saying. If there was anything you'd like to give in that regard,
I was going to offer a formal apology to you actually for that trade.
Okay, thank you.
Just the way it's all worked out. I mean, it made sense at the beginning. I desperately needed a second quarterback. My second quarterback was Tyrod Taylor coming in, so that was rough. So you had 4, so I'm like, okay, maybe Darnold or whoever your other guy was. I don't remember who it was.
Dwayne.
Dwayne Haskins. We talked about him. So I'm like, okay, Fournette, who, keep in mind, last year was an RB1. I think he was like 8th or 9th best running back. Dede was a back end. He was like a 3 or 4 receiver. Darnold was a bottom end QB2, but he was a guaranteed starter, which is kind of what I was looking for. And Diggs was a bottom end wide receiver 2. We didn't think he was going to be a mid-level wide receiver 1 this year. I haven't even started Darnold maybe 1 time this year too, which is pretty crazy. And obviously, what happened with Fournette and Dede, you almost can't even use them. Meanwhile, got Stephon Diggs throwing up 25 points a week, along with Allen Robinson and Juju Smith-Schuster. So my receivers are looking pretty good there.
I will say I think I should take a little credit for this trade, Cmoore, because I did a little downplaying of Mark's team and talked to him about how weak his running back situation was looking. Even though he had, I don't know, Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, who apparently got brand new knees in the offseason, and is unable to not get into the end zone. He will, even if he's trying not to get into the end zone, he makes it in there. Who else do you have, Mark, right now?
I have Mostert, who's been hurt.
Oh yeah, okay.
Darrell Henderson, who's been pretty good surprisingly this year.
Yeah,
so.
But he just got a little greedy, and he was thinking I gotta catch them all. I'm gonna get Leonard Fournette. I'm gonna run away with this league, and instead he traded Sam Darnold, the next Hall of Famer QB for sure.
Maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe
He might be coming to Washington.
Yeah, he's coming to Washington. He's going
You
to be
could use
all
them,
of
I
it.
think.
Yeah, we're going to
You just like
collect
to injure your quarterbacks.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
My
We just
word.
break their leg in the same place
Yeah.
in the field.
Because I've got Kyle Allen. He just got hurt.
Oh boy. Yeah, that was, as soon as I saw it too, I saw his leg. I'm like, how many times are we going to
Yeah,
deja vu?
I haven't even
this?
seen it.
Yeah. Well, I was watching the game live, and yeah, it just once those legs go like the jelly leg, you're just like, oh, okay, that doesn't look great.
No, that's not great.
Yeah.
Not good. No, in regards to the trade, I really thought Diggs was going to go backwards with Buffalo. I did not think he was going forward. So that was, I really felt like I was giving up Darnold, who you knew we were getting, and like I didn't see him really starting beyond Burrow. And then, yeah, I didn't think Diggs was going to be what he was. So, well done.
That was just kind of a late adjustment we made too. I'm like, okay, let's do this so I can just get a little bit of an upgrade at wide receiver. And that's kind of what we did to make it comfortable for me.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that was the biggest part of the trade.
I was going to say, what was it before that? What did you? What
Was
were
it
you-
just straight up?
We were talking about it, but I wasn't quite comfortable
Yeah.
with it. I was like, okay, you take DD, I'll take Diggs, and we were okay with it.
Gotcha.
Diggs was going to be my third receiver.
Hot sweet.
Like, yeah, we'll throw him in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helps when you're playing with Josh Allen. Throw the ball 80 yards.
I know
does.
it's great. I watch it every week. So
Yeah. Yeah. Him and Herbert.
yeah, I got lucky this offseason with my my acquisitions have pretty much all paid off, with the exception of obviously giving you Tyreek Hill. I knew I was losing something. He's been more consistent than I thought he was going to be, but other than that, I haven't really lost yet. So,
Yeah.
Seems like
Not
Mark's losing most of the trades.
yeah.
It's not good, Mark.
Yeah.
And you
we'll
have like
see.
the best team right now for the most points.
Yeah, if I didn't give away Diggs, like I could have Diggs and Ridley right now, and I'd feel better about that than just like I have Taylor on the bench. So no, I definitely feel like I have a better chance at winning this year having Tyreek, but feel way worse moving forward. I could have a lot more depth.
Yeah.
So Mark, does this feel like a really bad foreboding for Travis Kelce, do you think? Because that's the one trade that's looking pretty good for you right now. Are you predicting some cataclysmic event in the next couple of weeks for Travis Kelce?
I feel like I have to hit on one, so I feel like I'm feeling okay.
Okay.
But
Well,
I'm
when we watch this,
unfortunate.
like 3 weeks from now, when
Yeah.
Travis Kelce is done for his career because he retired to join Gronk on,
WWE.
WWE again. I'm sorry, but that's all I got.
Now, I did have immediate regret with it being recorded, putting that out there, but we'll see. But why not? Why not have that go wrong? And
Yeah.
I have Adam Trotman coming in. I
Oh,
touched
boy.
him this week. All right. Rookie draft. We've kind of alluded to a few, mainly Herbert, Burrow, were mentioned previously. Cmoore, what was your strategy going into the rookie draft?
Well, I was picking, what was I picking? I think I was picking ninth or 10th or something. So I was hoping one of those receivers, or I was hoping CeeDee Lamb would fall to me, honestly. I think he went the pick ahead of me. I don't have it right here, but I think it was the pick ahead of me. Well, there was a guy. There was a
Funny that
guy.
you mentioned it. I do have it right here.
Oh, you do? Cool.
Yeah, I will tell you. So you drafted, it looks like 9th. And yeah, CeeDee Lamb went 8th, so we all know
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah. So I was hoping he would fall to me. Well, there's a running back I was really liking coming out, especially with Tom Brady going to the Bucs, and they were drafting him. They drafted him, and he was going to be supposedly their number one running back, right? I took Keyshawn Vaughn. Easily the worst pick of the first round.
Of the whole draft, I would say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe. Especially when you factor in his first round.
Yeah.
He's hardly even seen the field outside of maybe like 1 week. Like, it's been so bad. Of course, I didn't know they're going to get Fournette and LaShawn McCoy and all that.
Right.
But everything they were saying was he's going to be their guy. I went for it. Not great.
I mean, I wouldn't, unless you want to trade him to me for something for peanuts, I would say
Your $3 of fat.
yeah, my $3 of fab. I will take them off your hands. I think. I mean, you got to look at that team. Bruce Arians. He's like notorious for not trusting running backs their first year. So if they don't know how to like pass protect, they're not making the field. So like you look at Ronald Jones. This is like the first year I feel like Ronald Jones is actually a positive running back that you can actually start on a regular basis, and so I see a similar pattern forming possibly for Keyshawn Vaughn. So maybe like 4 years from now, if you hold on to him. No, I
4
think,
years is a long time.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, I'll take him from.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Maybe next year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Sean McCoy can't play forever, right?
I
think
hope
Fournette's a free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah, Fournette needs a new
See what
home.
happens.
Hopefully he's everyone again.
You're hoping, that's for sure.
I'm hoping. All right. I think I got 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
But I
will
one
ask
more
one at a
question
time.
for you. I have
Okay.
a surprise question.
Wow.
Is this the right time for it, Mark? Do you think?
Go for it. Surprise to me. I have no idea.
I'm surprised, so it worked.
Awesome. Okay. So it's not really a question. It's more of a statement.
Okay.
So I figured we missed last week's predictions. So I figured this was a good time to kind of inform everyone where we're at with the predictions because, first of all, we want to say thank you for actually being the only person who gives a crap about this league and actually made predictions when we were pretty kind about it. I thought we made a really nice gesture of, hey guys, like we can all be involved in this. Like this is a team effort. Nothing. And then last minute Mark goes, oh, by the way, Caleb kind of put in some predictions. So I guess we have to go with this bit. And I said, well, all right, here we go. And then lo and behold, you decide to like destroy us through the first couple of weeks.
Not great.
And make us look like idiots. And so thanks for that. I do appreciate it.
No problem.
But this just so happens to fall in a week where, well, let's just let the numbers speak for themselves. So Mark and I did weeks 8 and week 9 tally on our very, so this will give you an insight of how our league goes. This is the professional way that we tally things.
That's good.
So this is a napkin. The other side is a little pizza stain. Don't worry about that. I couldn't find any computer paper, so I just used what was around me. But if we were looking at week 8 score, it looks like you went 3-3, not too shabby. I went 4-2, so we kind of cut into that lead a little bit. And then Mark went 5-1, and it would probably be beneficial if I actually told you where we are in the stats. So coming into week 8. You were 26-16. I was an even 500 at 21-21, and Mark had slipped into second place with 23-19. So we won't do the simple math yet because I'm not ready for it. And week 9 is really what we want to talk about because in week 9 you stumbled a little bit there, buddy.
That's not good.
So you just went 2-4. Your lowest prediction for the entire season so far. Before this, you hadn't gone below 3-3. And then Mark and I stuck at 3-3. But because of Mark's strong week 8 performance, you are at 31-23. I'm at 28-25, so I've narrowed the gap. But Mark is also at 31-23. So the season's still young. We got 4 more weeks left? Is that so? I guess it's not really young at all. We're on the home stretch. 4 more weeks to determine the winner. But I wanted to give you a chance now to redeem yourself and predict who. So I did come around to a question eventually.
Okay.
Who is going to be playing in the championship this year? Which 2 teams? And then, of course, who is your winner?
So what do we got? Let me see if I can bring my league up here. The league up here.
He's taking ownership.
His lead.
I'm legit about this, dude. All right. So Mark and Eric, you guys have the 2 highest scoring teams. I think Gordy's right there. He's pretty close. He'll be getting.
He's close, but he also has benefited from having the fewest points scored against him.
That does help.
Just a little
that does
caveat.
help. He has been playing it. He does play in the same division as me, Seth, and Ben.
Yeah.
He'll be getting Eckler back. It's not bad.
All right.
But I'll go chalk. I'll go Eric and Mark.
All right. And who wins right now?
Remember, I don't have dicks.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
what?
Diggs, it would be a
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go Mark.
All right.
So the big 5 minutes for Naskin Fin 11.
Not bad.
Tying you in overall, and I have GM Newell. I have a few more losses for him than I think you do. So
Yes, I was anticipating him fielding a full team this year.
Yeah,
might get to that
I
later.
didn't expect like a fire sale out of nowhere. But,
No, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, Mark.
I was going to say, while we're on the topic, unless you were saying something, Eric.
I was just gonna say, I mean, it's only fair that we give our predictions as well. So you have to predict real quick, but we gotta go quick because we're cheap and we want to make sure we give time for all your other lovely questions.
Honestly, I'm doing the same as Cmoore.
And you think you're gonna win?
I do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take the same approach that I took this week. I'm also gonna go chalk. I'm gonna say it's you and me, and I'll also say that you win, just because when I tend to pre-congratulate you, I usually make out with the win. So we'll talk about that. That's a little spoiler alert for our upcoming episode this week, where we give you the insight of how Eric swindles Mark out of wins. So
How Fournette blows it for me. So, Cmoore, while we're on topic of GM Newell, tanking, not fielding a full roster, just want to give you the air because I think you had something to say in this regard.
Yeah. So we did say formal complaints are supposed to go on video, right?
that is correct. This is the correct medium.
This is a formal complaint. A formal complaint against tanking in the Heated Dynasty League, or sorry, Battle of the East Coast. Formal complaint.
Either one sounds good to me.
Yeah. We lost CMC. Lost CMC, what, week 2, something like that? All right. So I'm just going to go through his lineup from week 1.
Yeah.
Right? Tom Brady, McCaffrey, Eckler, Cooper, Landry, Robbie Anderson, Travis Kelce, Melvin Gordon, Baker Mayfield. That's a pretty good lineup. That's about as good as anybody in the league. You take CMC out of there, still a very good lineup. And you're only missing him 4, 5, 6 weeks, whatever it ended up being. You keep that team together. I think he's right there in the playoffs fighting in the thick of things there. So I have actually in all caps here, I have stop the tank. I like to stop the count, except I did stop the tank. So
I like
taking
it.
that approach there. So that's my formal complaint. It's on record now. But we'll see how this strategy works out for him. I don't know. See
So
what kind of picks he gets.
do you think he's just a sore loser? Do you think he got scared and he was like, you know what, fine, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to go home?
I think he did get scared that
Okay.
he might not win the league. And, coming in with a lower seed, missing McCaffrey, whatever. So he's like, okay, trade everyone. That way I can't,
Well, then you
I can
can't
say that I didn't try. I didn't
Yeah.
try. So nobody can make fun of me.
Yeah.
Nobody can talk trash. Al Breezy, as he says, can't talk trash.
Do you think that this is similar to, I mean, I don't want to get into politics by any means, but
But
is this the same, but I'm going to get into politics. Is this the same thing where he's just not going to leave? Like, is he afraid, like, he's not going to give the football over?
Yeah,
Do you think
maybe.
he's gonna hold on to it? Someone's going to have to
I don't
come
know.
pry it out of his fingers?
Got it right here. It's in my fingers right now.
I was going to say, I can hear those little feet stampering right now. He's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
over. He's upset.
Well, I know what he's hoping is that he can give the football to Ben, and Ben can just give him the underwear. just a nice little trade right there. It works out perfectly.
I
You
would
get to
say-
sign both.
The irony would be pretty good.
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh, man. Well, I guess the final question, just coming back full circle to your team, Cmoore. Like to ask in terms of like a 3-year outlook, but if you'd prefer to give a different one, you may. What do you see as your 3-year outlook for your team?
Well, part of my whole draft strategy was I wanted to draft basically exclusively guys that were young. I drafted Lamar Jackson, Nick Chubb, Allen Robinson's medium, whatever. Juju is young. Noah Fant was my tight end. He's young. I wanted to have a young core of players. That way I wasn't replenishing as much. I can kind of pick and choose where I wanted to get guys. Guys held their trade value longer. So just kind of looking at my team here, I've got, obviously Brady will need to be replaced at some point. He probably has one more year left.
I don't know, after this week, it might be like 2 more weeks.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully Jordan Love is playing by then. That is a pick I like that I hope gets some playing time at some point. Lamar Jackson's fine. I got Chubb. And I like the tight ends that I have. I got Hunter Henry, Noah Fant, Dallas Goedert. They're all kind of in that back end tight end 1 range, especially if Zach Ertz leaves, which I think he will. So I'm liking Goddard there. I think I'm set up pretty well. I'd like to get maybe another running back is probably the one area I could look at. David Montgomery.
What do you think about Leonard Fournette?
Yeah, Leonard Fournette. Yeah, if he ends up on a different team, maybe we can work out a trade.
All right. Straight up for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that might work. Yeah, so I think I'm set up pretty nicely. I just need Lamar Jackson to start producing a little bit more like he did last year. Not quite the same. That's a lot of points there last year, but something at least give me like top 5 quarterback numbers.
You think he's going to be benched?
Lamar Jackson? Yeah, he might for RG3, which is fine because I have him too. So we're all set. My bases are covered there.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. High floor.
The return of RG3. Let's see it.
I would love that.
Mark, would you take him back if we got him back on Washington? Would you do it?
As a person or a player?
Well, you would have to be both. But I was referring as a player.
Because I would take him. I like him, but
You would take him.
I would take him, but I just envision that 80-yard touchdown run against the Vikings and him against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I take him back in a heartbeat.
I was going to say those moments are gone. I don't know if you realize he's had like 18 surgeries since then.
He's also like 30 years old now,
yeah,
31.
He and Alex Smith are going to race, and it's going to be closer than you think. We'll put it that way.
Alex Smith has a new leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, that's all I got. Cmoore, anything that we didn't get to or anything that you would like to pose for us? Any other formal complaints that you've been covering?
That was the only formal complaint I had.
Okay.
I got another wild card question.
Yeah.
If you're ready. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Since I didn't really prepare anything, I'm good off the cuff. I'm thinking, I've kind of got the impression from the amount of preparation you put into this and talking through your strategy that you've done fantasy football for a little bit. What's your favorite format?
In terms of like dynasty, redraft?
Yeah, like dynasty, keeper, redraft, best ball.
So this is actually, I've never done best ball before, but this is the first time I've done a dynasty league.
Okay.
And I really like this, especially with the setup that we have. One of my favorite things about it is the fab. I've never done that before. I think that's huge. Get to strategize with how you want to do it. If you want to use all your money on Travis Fulgham or something, you can.
just to spite somebody.
Just to spite somebody. Yeah. You leave $3 left over.
I can buy, 3 tacos, Taco Bell. I'm good to go. Great.
And I love the super flex.
Okay.
I think fantasy football leagues without a super flex, you only start one quarterback. Those are useless. Got to do two.
Well, and I feel like I like the 2 QB, but it's hard to do like a strict 2 QB for this. Definitely in a league like this where, there are those weeks where, half your team is injured or COVID or whatever. But so, no, that's fair. Do you have any specific rules that you would change if you were the commissioner?
No, I don't think so. Me and Mark, we talk sometimes, between the year. I think I suggested 1 or 2 things.
I was going to say.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it. just with some, I think some points things and
Okay.
some things I had seen. But yeah, other than that, I think it's great.
All right.
Yeah, I
Well,
like the setup a lot, and I like
trying to
I like
push
the
it.
app a lot too.
Yeah, the app is.
Yeah, especially with the chat feature.
I just kind of stumbled
Yeah.
upon it. We actually brought it to this league. This is the first time we've used it. But I stumbled upon it. I heard about it in some different podcasts I listened to, and I'm one of those like impulsive people. So I liked it, and I said, Mark, we're doing this, and and Mark's agreeable. So he said, okay.
Very agreeable.
But yeah, it worked out in our favor.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's been good.
Now I've been pushing people because I want to know the answer, because I want there to be much more involvement in this off season. Like I want to actually have some like discussions around rule changes or different things. You can tell Pino right now we're not ever getting a stupid kicker. Okay,
No, that's
Or
dumb.
defense.
That's dumb. No,
Yeah,
Yep.
nobody
Sorry, Phil.
agrees with him.
Phil, get out of here.
Like I was polite in his interview, but he's not on this one. So formal complaint right here.
Yes, thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
Pinoer, let's talk about this. Your only argument as to why we need kickers or defenses is because, so there's been times where I've won a championship with a kicker and a defense. You know what that's called? That's called blind luck, okay? That's not strategy. That's stupid, okay? And ran. Back to normal. So I don't think we're going to include that one. We can vote on it. That's fine. But what do you feel like is a fair voting percentage? We haven't really talked about it because it never really came up. But what do you need in order for a new rule to be established or taken away?
I would say 75%.
Okay.
I think it's fair.
All right. So that's 8
For
votes.
for whatever we're talking about there.
Okay.
Adding a kicker. So right here it looks like we have 3 no votes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be tough.
Yeah.
Well, we got one yes vote from Phil, 3 no votes from us.
All right. That's 75%. It's
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That's the quorum. I think
That's
we only need
that's
4.
yeah, that's
to vote.
33% precincts reporting right there.
I want to recount, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Yep.
Ugh.
All right, cool. Well, Caleb, it was great to have you on this episode. It's nice to finally meet you, and I'm looking forward to any rules that you may come up with for our off season. And if you don't, then we'll replace you. So no pressure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for coming on, Caleb.
Yeah, absolutely.
See you,
Cool.
bro.
It's fun.